Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a very good day today. And in this particular video, I'm going to demonstrate the packet tracer activity 2.7.6, which shows you the implementation of basic connectivity between devices. This is just a continuation to the earlier packet tracer activity where we performed the basic configuration of a Cisco switch. And in here, we are going to learn about IP address assignment of PCs and also most importantly, the SVA configuration. So let's go into it. So this is where we are have scrolled down to the 2.7.6, the packet tracer implementation of the basic connectivity. So you see once again the two links over here. So please click on the packet tracer file. It will automatically ask me whether you want to open it or not. So just click OK. It's a quite routine thing by now. And once you click OK, you will be shown the same connectivity design, the some kind of devices already connected, and you should get an instruction window also. So this is how it looks like, and it is asking me to do this. So just go cancel this, we'll delete it here. So here also it's the same diagram as before. Here you have the two switches and two PCs which are connected to one another. And if you see there are orange lights over here, you don't need to worry about it much. If you can also do this fast forward thing, it will automatically convert it to green. It means that the switch is getting to know to whom it's connected to, because it's been powered up right now. Now let me check what the uh, basic commands are. In most of the packet tracer activities from now on, what you will be seeing is that you will be given a particular table like this, which is nothing but the IP address assignment table. So it shows here that there are two devices, S1 and S2. And I told you about the switch virtual interface. Switch virtual interface is nothing but you want to assign an IP address to the switch so that it can be accessed remotely. That is what our main intention is. So that is called as SVA, and the basic interface for that is VLAN 1. So it shows that for S1, which is switch S1, the VLAN 1, you should assign the IP address 192.168.1.253 with the given subnet mask. Same goes for S2. For S2, you need to assign .254 with the same address mask, subnet mask. And for PC1 and PC2, you are actually given the IP address and the corresponding subnet mask. So this is how you look at it. And when the time comes, when we start working through each one of these steps in detail, I'll show you how to understand this and where to enter these IP addresses on your PCs. So if you see here, once again, it shows part one. And so as I always do, I always toggle these things in such a way that it will be easy for me to read and perform the actions at the same time. Once again, the objectives of this packet tracer activity are perform a basic configuration on S1 and S2, configure the PCs, configure the switch management interface, which is nothing but the SVI interface. So let me start. Part one, it shows that perform a basic configuration on S1 and S2, complete the following steps on S1 and S2. Very good. So it is asking me that click S1 and host name as S1. It is asking me to set up the host name as S1. And after setting up the host name as S1, it is asking me to put the Cisco as password for console and class for the privilege executive mode. Okay, and it is also asking me to put up the banner message and then save the configuration. We must have, I mean, everybody must have got to this by now. So let me do this. Starting from the first point, it says let me just drag this to this a bit. Okay, and this is a little bit okay. So once again, the command for getting, just click enter over here. What you can see is switch enable conft host name. I'm starting the basic configuration steps. First, they asked me to change the host name, and they made sure it is capital S1. And after host name, just press enter. The host name is changed, and then go for line console 0. Enter password Cisco, enter login. Okay, so that's done. And then it is asking for class as privileged executive mode. For that, we use enable secret class. Done. Step 2 is done. So very simple, and it is also asking me to set up a banner message. And if I were you, though it's not mentioned over here, please make sure you make it a habit of typing in service password encryption. I know that it's not mentioned here, but it is a part of the basic switch configuration. Asked or not asked, don't care. Just put it in. It's always the best practice to do. So it is asking me to set up a banner password, banner, MOTD space authorized. You can set it up anything, just type in authorized access only. Okay, fine. That's done. And it is asking me to save the configuration file to NVRAM. Okay, let's do that. And as I told you, me being lazy, so let me get out of here by pressing exit, and then we'll get to the privileged mode prompt. Then you simply type in copy RU tab st tab, done. And it is asking me to save the file to the startup config, yes or no. Simply type in enter. That's it. Half of it is done, and it's saying that repeat the same for S2 also. So for me to go into S2, so let me see that where is S2. Here it is. So let me go into S2, the same steps once again. Enable conft line, first the thing is host name, host namespace S2, enter. Line console 0, enter. Password, what they gave is Cisco. Login, enter. Enable secret class, enter. Once again, best practice, service password encryption, enter. Banner, MOTD space, authorized personnel only, space, enter. And after that you come out. Okay, after setting up the banner message, you come out, exit, then type in copy, running copy, startup tab, enter, enter. So let me see how much are we done here, and let me see. It says I completed 54% till now. So okay, cool. And I had done all these things. Now it is asking me to configure the PCs. So to configure the PCs, what I need to do is I simply click on the PC here. You can see you can just go here, click on the PC. It gives me a list of all the options what I can do here. For me to now, if I want to assign the IP address to this particular PC1, there is a simple tab over here which shows to me, click on IP configuration. You see there is something called as IP configuration. Click on it. It will take you directly to the IP configuration tab. So it is already set to static. And if I were you, sometimes when you are actually working with IPv4 and by v6 addresses, what I will do is, this is for PC1. Go here, just Control C and Control V and press a tab. It will automatically fill up the subnet mask. But please make sure that you check whether the given subnet mask is the same thing or not. This is actually done because of the classful addressing scheme, which is no longer in use. So you have to make sure whether the given subnet mask in your question paper and the question and the subnet mask which appears here is one and same or not. If not, you will be in trouble because it will completely take it as a different IP address. Okay, we have to do the same for PC2 also. This is done. You need not click any save or anything. If you click or the close button here, it will get back to the your back menu or the original menu, and then you can close it down here. Click on PC2 once again. After clicking on PC2, just go to the IP configuration, and if to make things easier, let me copy paste it 192.168. This is very much easier to copy paste if you're typing in an IPv6 address, which is pretty lengthy sometimes. Okay, so go to the PC2, type it here, and click on tab. It automatically autofills the subnet mask, which is the same, and close. Okay, done. Okay, let's come down. Here we are. It says why I did these steps. It says click PC1 and then click the desktop tab, which I already did. Click IP configuration, I did that, and then it asked me to enter into the IP addresses and the subnet mask, which I already did, and repeat the same step for PC2. We did all these 3 steps, and now it is asking me to test connectivity to the switches. So if I want to see whether the PC1 can talk to switch 1 or not, so how do I test it? The best command for us to do the testing is ping. So let me click on PC1, and for me to test ping, I need to enter into the command prompt. So at command prompt, whomever I want to ping, I have simply need to type in the address over here. So it is asking me to ping the, let me show you, it's asking me to ping 192.168.1.253. So 192.168.1.253. Enter. So it takes maybe a minute. It will show you. No, timed out. Come on. Timed out. It times out. You are not going to get any response out of ping. This is simply because if you see here, you did not assign this particular IP address to any of the device. You only assigned IP address to PC1 and PC2, which is 192.168.1.1 and 1.2. But where did this 253 come from? There is no name. There is no way to, you did not assign this number or particular ID to anybody. If you start calling it, how would you get to it? So for this, now let's go into part 3. So let me close this down. Part 3 is the actual one where you learn about configuring the switch virtual interfaces, SVIs. Now, see, let me do that for S1 first, the switch one. So let me click on S1 now. On S1, let me show you. It says that switches can be used as plug and play devices and switches forward information, etc., etc. We all studied this. So in this case, why would we configure it with an IP address? The simplest answer, if anybody asks you, why do you need an SVI, switch virtual interface, is pretty simple. If you want to access a switch remotely from somewhere else, rather than sitting close to it and accessing it through a physical console port, the best way of doing it is through remote access. This remote access switch, what we can do is, for us to remotely access the switch, we need to assign an IP address for this particular switch. The assigning of that IP address is through the interface VLAN 1. This VLAN 1 is called as default SVI interface for switch. So let me show you that. Now it is asking me to do the SVI configuration for switch S1. Let me, what it shows is, once again, to do anything, you have to enter into the configure terminal part, into the global configuration mode, and in the global configuration mode, you have to type in interface VLAN space 1. This interface VLAN 1 command is, it will tell you that now you are entering into the default SVI for any switch VLAN 1. Okay, so just type in enter. Now once you enter this command, see, automatically you entered into the interface subcommand mode. So when you enter into this interface subcommand mode, now you have to assign the IP address. You have to assign the IP address using this particular command. It's also pretty simple. You say IP address, whatever address you want to assign to it. So it is already given here, or if you want, you can check it on the table also. It says S1 VLAN 1. The address assigned is this. If you see, it shows 192.168.1.253. Also, please remember that unless until you specify the subnet mask for an IPv4 address, it has got no meaning attached to it. So whenever you assign an IP address to an interface, please remember, hardware it into your brain that you have to enter the subnet mask along with it also. If you don't enter the subnet mask, the command won't work. And if you entered a wrong subnet mask for any reason, your IP address configuration goes into a complete error. Okay, and you are not done yet. So now I entered into interface VLAN. I entered into the address part, and for me to activate this particular mode, what I have to do is I have to type in no shutdown. Unless until I type in no shutdown, it won't work. So just like password and login, once you assign an IP address to an interface, you have to mention no shutdown to that interface. That means it will be now active. So how do we know, sir? How do I know whether it is active or not? So for that, let me show you whether this is active or not. If I show you, and if you, once again I get in, once I first pressed in the exit, it came back out of the interface mode. Now I am in the global configuration mode. I once again press exit. I come to the privileged access mode. Here, show running config, enter. If you see, it's all encrypted because we gave you the service password encryption prompt. Press a space bar, press a space bar, press a space bar, and banner mode it is already showing here. Now check it out. It shows interface VLAN 1 and your IP address is already been assigned to it. Okay, so that's it. It's all assigned. Now done. So I have come back to this, and also let me configure this. Give me a second. Okay, VLAN 1, VLAN 1, VLAN 1. I gave it. Okay, so we're already done with S1. Let me move on to S2. So for S2, What are the things that you need to do? Same, let me take you in the same manner. We are already in the privileged executive mode. So let me go into the global configuration mode by pressing Conf T. Here, let me enter into the interface VLAN 1, enter IP address. Sir, forgot the IP address. Fine, just go here. You didn't get any commands here, so go there, go to your table. Please make it a habit of reading the IP address directly from the table, not from somewhere else. IP address, this is the IP address which I'm talking about. I'm here, S2, the VLAN 1 interface. The IP address given is 192.168.1.254 space. The same subnet mask solve because we are still in the earlier stages. We did not cover subnetting yet. Once we cover subnetting, I'll tell you in depth how to do this. And press it. Wait, it's showing to me. I forgot IP address. So in this case, what I can do is I can do this. I can press the up arrow so that the last entered address is there, or the last entered is coming, and I can add here, which is much more easier. See, that's it, done. No. Shut down. So it is showing to me it has interface VLAN 1, change state to up. So now we are all ready to go. Fine, okay. So let me show you where we are. Oh, it shows 100% completed. But of course, we entered the commands in the right way. So let us see whether everybody can ping everybody. Everybody can say hi to everybody or not. Okay. Now let me click on PC1, type in command prompt. Once again, press the up arrow. Let me try the ping again. Now I'm trying to ping PC1 to S1. Okay, so this is the IP address that I assigned to switch 1. See, check it out. Now it's pinging. You got the answer back. So in the same way, let me try in PC2 also, whether it can ping. I go to the command prompt, ping 192.168.1.254. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to ping switch 1 from PC2. See, it works. So let me try the same thing, ping dot 1. Now I'm trying to ping PC1 from PC2. Ping actually tells you directly it came, fine. Now let me try something else, 253, enter. Now I'm trying to ping switch 1 from PC2. It works or not? See, everything's working fine. So PC1 can talk to S1, PC1 can talk to S2, PC2 can talk to S2, PC2 can talk to S1. This is how this packet tracer activities objective is set out. You have to understand the implementation of basic connectivity between devices. Now, in this, the main takeaway from this particular activity is how you implement the switch virtual interface configuration on a switch, or how do you assign the IP address to that. So that's it, guys. We are done here. We got the 100% completion. So kudos. So you can check results also. Go to the assessment activities, and all the things are listed over here. Once again, it is showing to you the items. What are all the items? How the rubrics are done? What are the marks weightage for each of the item? It's the same thing, the same routine once again. So let me close it down here, and hopefully you understood everything. We will get back to module 3. Okay, bye. Have a nice day.